Hello, and welcome to the Heart of the Angel, downtown Los Angeles. I am Cassandra Elliott, and tonight I'd like to speak to you about archetypes, archetypes that appear in everyday life, and how you can use them. For me, it was the fact that one day I realized that I had really bad taste in men. Now, granted that the most of the human race is not exactly fabulous to start off with, so finding Mr. Fabulous would take a lot of patience and digging. So I decided to choose the archetypes. When using archetypes, what you do is you're passive. It's a passive activity. You wait until you see something that evokes a strong visceral feeling, and then you start to analyze it. So, since my main point, fixed point in time, was my frustration and my statement of help, I'm trapped on planet of the apes and Charlton Heston is nowhere to be found, I decided to go on the quest for Charlton Heston. I truly would love to fall to my knees and worship at the altar of the male aspect of God a few more times before I die. So, here we go. Enjoy. The first archetype that appeared to me is this one. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. He has such a lovely shaped face. Quite articulate, charming, and has a large ship at his command with proton torpedoes. One of the things I do like about men, that ability to deal masterfully. So anyway, Jean-Luc was around for a while. And then someone showed up. Boris Badenov. I believe he was also the president of the Villains, Thieves, and Scoundrels Union. No, not actual Boris Badenov showing up, but someone who resembled Boris Badenov in that Michael Howard, black hat, black coat, black pants, black shoes, drove black car with blacked out windows, and flew black unmarked helicopters. God bless him, he showed up. Now, I, with a sense of humor, thought we were like Boris and Natasha. He, of course, decided we were more like the Taming of the Shrew. But I stuck in there because I did love the man. Now, the other thing that you should know about this is that if you take Natasha, which would be me, and squish me down, then you actually get me. Little round Natasha. And Boris, of course, you had to take and stretch him out to about 6'6" tall, 135 pounds. Talk about a skinny boy. He was very skinny, very bony. It's a good thing that I have all the lovely curves that I do because nobody got injured during this relationship. And we went on back and forth. He's very romantic, actually. Although people who have met him seem to be okay when they're first talking to him, but then after he leaves, they do get terrified. I have no idea why, but that's, hey, I am not like the rest of the human race, that's for sure. So anyway, Michael and I got along very well, sort of, for a while, good while. In fact, we even got engaged. And then one day our wedding was postponed, and I said, no, it wasn't, it was canceled. And I walked out and I looked for a new archetype. I thought we had broken up. The thing I've learned in life when dealing with men is if they don't make the decision, it doesn't happen. Needless to say, he did return several times since. But the next archetype that did appear was this absolutely delightful human being in the way of a two-dimensional image on my TV. Once again, we're still in two-dimensional manifestations of the archetype. This is Colonel Jack O'Neill. He was in charge of Stargate SG-1. He had a love for grammar. How could a woman resist a man with a love for grammar? And he was based on Earth. So I figured, okay, the archetype is now coming. It was the first one with Jean-Luc out in outer space. Now this one is here on Earth, getting a little closer. I don't want to tell you how long this whole process took, because forget that one. That'll make you disappointed. But nevertheless, it went on for a while, and Michael came back and Michael left. But I did date a retired Navy commander for a while. So got somebody here on Earth. Of course, he did live on the East Coast, which is appropriate since there's nobody in California that I would want to date, or who would want to date me. The third archetype showed up. Now, I've never been a big James Bond fan, but Daniel Craig is certainly a nice example. And I don't know, I just found myself totally attracted to this archetype. Now, once again, here we have a man who has expertise in weaponry, looks great in a tuxedo, can be relied on to kill in the event you're being attacked. But there was something about his archetype, his image, that kept striking me, and I couldn't figure out for the longest time what it was. What is this? What is this about for this man? Now, I am a woman who reads things like the Wall Street Journal, the Financial Times of London, The Economist. So this man's image kept evoking something in me. He looked very familiar. And this is who I finally realized he looked like. Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is the real 007. The real 007. I know. Isn't it amazing? Look at them. Here, this is a better one. So I thought, well, we now have an archetype that's actually a real human being living on planet Earth. And according to what the other gentleman who works in the Moscow government said, they do know space aliens. So, hey, it's all kind of pulled together there, isn't it? It's a common recurring theme. And I decided to go on a quest. I did find his G8 speech during President Obama's first administration to be really very interesting. I finished reading it and I thought, oh my God, hell has frozen over and pigs are now flying. The world has changed. So look what I found. Vladimir Putin as Marlon Brando in Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire. Woohoo! Woohoo! But that's not all. Here comes the best one of all. Geraldo Rivera. Really? No class. This man at least used a professional photographer, not your friggin' camera phone in the bathroom, making it look like 1970s porn. Really. This is the way you do it. Look at him. He's out fishing, catching food. Isn't that lovely? That's a good trait for men, to bring home food. And he's in such good shape for someone who's 60, don't you think? Look at that happy, smiling face. Yes, happy, smiling face. Well, where it goes from here, I have no clue. But the thing I would like to say at this point is that I would like to award the 2013 healthiest looking Benevolent Despot in the category of over the age of 60 to. I know he's had some difficulty recently with women, some of which he found very delightful, which a lot of my women friends and I found very humorous. So I hope this makes you feel a little better, happier, and I'm just waiting to see what shows up at my door. Well, that's all for archetypes. Have a good evening. Goodbye.